Thank you very much. Thank you for having the Commission on Morning Live.
I mean, we look at numbers like this, 185 billion rand that's gone out of the country due to corruption. This is frightening. Where predominantly is it filtering out?
I think that the key reason that the Commission's getting Trevor Manuel to present our keynote address today is to address precisely the question between fighting corruption through transparency in the business sector. I mean, the recent Competition Commission ruling frames his presentation, I think, very powerfully. The issue of corruption in the business sector has been highlighted, and the importance, the benefits of transparency, the benefits of addressing accountability for human rights is very critical. The Commission has a very clear mandate on the Promotion of Access to Information Act, and that says very clearly that a requester must be given access to any record of a private body if that record is required for the exercise or protection of any right. And we've seen in the Commission's recent water and sanitation hearings across South Africa that people often don't have access to information about contracts. Government spends tens of billions of rands every year contracting different companies to provide different services. What the Commission found during our hearings, and this was in relation to water and sanitation, and the Competition Commission's found in relation to many other areas of socioeconomic rights, such as impact on food with the bread fixing, impact on the cost of housing, and now in terms of construction industry. So the need for proper compliance
and
transparency is critical, and the Commission hopes by bringing together experts in the field together with business to begin to engage that debate in a much clearer fashion.
What is the link between human rights, really, hosting an event such as this? I mean, where is your involvement coming in?
Our involvement comes from, as I said, our constitutional mandate in terms of the right to information. It also comes in terms of the mandate around national human rights institutions globally. The UN guiding principles on business and human rights has been adopted. There's international law, and then there's our constitution, which clearly makes the link between business and human rights. It's now recognized that unless we actually address the question of how business operates in the world, we will find that human rights are being undermined. The very specific example from the water and sanitation hearing was the impact on water, that companies, big companies, whether mining companies or agribusiness, use the water, and often at less cost than households. So they pay less per kiloliter for water than households do. And when they pollute the water through acid mine drainage or chemical fertilizers or pesticides, they often don't clean that up. And there's not sufficient monitoring and regulating to ensure that that happens. The impact for human health are huge.
It's massive. You know, what you're telling me is just, it's almost an affirmation that corruption is so deeply ingrained into, I'm just isolating, because I know this is a global problem, but let's just isolate South Africa. It's so deeply ingrained within South Africa. I mean, you take one conference like this, how is it going to help? What difference will it make?
I think that what the conference like this, with a conference like this, what the Commission hopes to do is to begin to really engage best practice and ensure that the benefits of transparency are seen by business themselves through vigorous engagement by people who have been engaging on the issues around corruption. So we have corruption watchers, Dave Lewis, for example, who's presenting in the conference today. We have people from business, like Nikki Newton from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. We have a whole range of experts from the access to information field. So the open democracy people such as Alison Tilley are present to engage the debate quite rigorously. There's obviously questions such as how would we take it forward? And as the Commission, a key focus for the next year is going to be business and human rights. We've seen with our engagement with the Marikana process that it's not just about the civil and political rights around police brutality, but it's about the socioeconomic rights around the labor and social conditions that the mining companies have a responsibility to address. And we've seen also that over the years, the importance for business to actually be held accountable on questions such as in our apartheid past, I think there were very clear examples, and that the TRC brought forward very clearly. But there's also examples across the globe, such as the issue of the links between tobacco and health, the links between asbestos and health, which were kept covered and denied for a very long time, with disastrous consequences for human health.
It's all now coming up. This is a vitally important conference, and I do wish you the best of luck with it, and I hope that it does go well. In, I suppose, getting corruption out of businesses and in both the public and the private sectors here in South Africa. Lots of work, however, needed to be done. Deputy Chairperson for the SAHRC, Dr. Pregs Govender, thank you very much for talking to us this morning, and good luck for the conference going forward.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. All right, let's take a break on Morning